Hello and welcome to another video tutorial for how to draw series by Creative Educator, and this is about lines and their meanings. So lines for different artists are um, it's a symbol for the language that we use in creating different illustrations or drawings to represent a specific idea or function. Okay, so the first one that we're going to use is the center line. The center line is a uh, is used to indicate the areas in the usually drawn in the middle of the drawing. So in any um, plans or blueprints. So this is what we use, and then dimensions is for the measurements. Usually you can see that one on different drawings. Um, Floor plans or any other any object which shows different sizes of its length or width. Okay. And then the leader, okay, is usually drawn in a longer line and with an arrow on the edge, okay, pointing on direction. So that is why it's called leader, because it points the direction, and then with the dimensions it's indicating the size. Okay. So with center line is not really a broken line, but not a completely broken line, but there's a smaller you have here a uh, um, dash and a smaller dash. Okay. So the next one is a break. So this one is to represent for the long version. Okay, so it's a zigzaggy um, area on this portion. Okay, so that's a line to break certain certain areas, like for example in documents. You can also use this one, or manuals. Okay, so it has different uses. So the shorter version is actually drawn in a squiggly lines. Okay, anything that actually separates the page from the different in another section. So that's the shorter version of the break, and then this one is the phantom. So much like of the center line, but this one it has two smaller dashes. Okay, and in different intervals, and then sectioning. Okay, so usually it's a cut of an object. Okay, so if for example you can do this, these are used in different utilities, detailed drawings. Okay? So it's drawn with this one, and sometimes it's square or a box, but usually rectangular in shape, and then you have smaller diagonal lines. Okay, so it represents representing that it's you cut the object. Another examples are the hidden line. Hidden lines are represented by dashes. Okay, so so it's also known as the invisible line. Okay. So this one, the stitch line, is almost similar with the hidden line, but this one they have close distance. Okay, because this represents the stitches. Okay, in a hem or any fabric, shirts, okay, any garments that you can see. So it's the stitches line is how they represent it. Um, exactly the same as what you can see, and then outline or the visible line. Okay, so you can it's just a regular line, but yeah, of course different from the hidden line. Okay. So this one, visible, of course, obviously it's the appearance, which is really the regular ones that you can see in any drawings that it represents. Hidden lines are those that are used in different sections and representations, and datum line. Okay, this one is similar to the horizon, but it's actually a baseline that you can use to refer as the starting point. Then the cutting plane, um, cutting representing a portion of an object or an illustration that you're going to cut in whichever direction. So this in this example, it's pointing downwards, but it could also be pointing right or left, depending on how it's laid out on the paper. Okay. Then the viewing plane. Okay, so it's like here. So, but this one is they have base two baselines on each side. Okay, so it's pointing on a direction that you're going to view on this area. Okay, and then the cutting plane for complex or offset views. Okay, so it's usually used in design drawings in engineering or and even in architectural drawings. Okay, so these are much complex. So to cut the section of that specific area of whatever it is that you're trying to uh, produce a detailed drawing of. Okay, so here the next thing that we are going to do is that um, how they are actually drawn. Okay, so the central line is drawn in thin line. So thin can be 0.2 of your pen, okay, or 0.3 depending on the size or the scale that you're using. Okay, same also with the dimension, but usually it's 0.01, 0.02, or 0.05 if you have as much as that sizes. Okay. And then you have the leader. Okay, it's also drawn in thin, break long. Okay, it's thin, but the break short is actually in thick because it's pretty similar to actually doing it on paper. You just run your pen on it, and then regardless of what you use, but it's usually it appears thick, so that is why it is represented that way. It's going to be thick, and then phantom it's thin because sometimes it can, because it's not almost similar to hidden lines. Okay. And then sectioning, of course, it's also in thin. Okay. So with hidden lines and stitch lines, they are drawn medium. Okay, so probably 0.4, 0.5 of pen. Okay, and then the outline visible lines has to be thick because it represents a bigger structure or the entire object. And the dotted line is also thick, okay, because it's a reference line, and the cutting plane is extra thick. Okay. Same with the viewing plane and the complex or offset views, because these lines, they represent a certain portion that it's actually going to separate, and you're going to provide a detailed illustration or a blow up section of any angles or any section or any part of any utility or even specific rooms. Okay, so in any designs. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next video.